Good morning, fellow constitutionalists. I'm your constitutional warrior, Dan Clements, and I was just perusing over my news feeds. And yes, I still look at Fox News. It's not my main news source, but I still look at them just like I look at some liberal ones like Salon and HuffPo. But I thought this was interesting here with everything that's going on in the world today, and especially everything that's going on with Facebook today. Filmmaker Ken Burns calls Facebook Mark Zuckerberg an enemy of the state who belongs in jail. And I read that headline and I'm like, oh my. Now this Ken Burns, he is a documentarian, and he did a documentary on the Civil War. And so he's pretty famous. I've heard the name. I'm not really big into following producers and directors and stuff like that, but I've heard his name. I know what the comment or the documentary on the Civil War is all about. But I just thought this was here we have a big guy in Hollywood, Ken Burns, coming out and calling Mark Zuckerberg an enemy of the state. Now, at this show, other shows around the country, this has been going on for quite a while. That from YouTube to Twitter to Facebook, the people that run these, they're not simpatico to the state, or to the people. They're more, they're more for themselves. I honestly believe they don't really care about what happens in the United States because they got enough money, they can take care of themselves and go anywhere in the world they want and just leave the United States in a wreck if they want. So I'm just putting this out there. I just thought this was something most people may not see, and I thought it was very good. I'll be sharing it on my Facebook feed here in a few minutes after I get done with this little live stream. But I just want to read a little bit out of this, and I thought this was very, very interesting on what they were saying here. Award-winning filmmaker and historian Ken Burns said Fox CEO Mark Zuckerberg is I always say Bird, I don't know why, is an enemy of the state who belongs in jail. Burns joined the New York Times Sway podcast to promote his new film about Muhammad Ali and was asked if a particular tech figure could be as culturally significant in a few decades as the boxing legend is now. I mean, I hope Zuckerberg is in jail by then, Burns said. This is an enemy of the state, and I mean the United States of America. He doesn't give a crap about the United States. Burns continued, he knows he can transcend it. He can get away to any place, and so it's just about filthy lucre. That's it. And then he turns on, and I'll put a link to the article below when I'm done here, below this video. Burns then turned his attention to CEO Sheryl Sandberg. A lot of Bergs going on there at Facebook. Because these people, like Sheryl, is a complicit. The Nuremberg of this, Nuremberg being the Nuremberg trials and all the people that were complicit in the crimes of the Nazis there. It's is if it ever happened, which it won't, will be pretty interesting, Burns said. The way that we've been able to temporize and say, oh, it's okay, we'll just go a little bit further, right? And host Kara Swisher answered yeah and moved on to the next topic. Facebook did not immediately respond to the request for comment, and then it goes down through a bunch of stuff. But I thought that was interesting. Here you have other people coming out and saying that Zuckerberg is an enemy of the state because of what he's doing and what big tech is also doing. And it's amazing to me. It is amazing to me how they've gone so far with the protection of the federal government, which, by the way, they shouldn't have the protection of the federal government. Federal government has no constitutional authority protecting companies like Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. They should be competing in the free market. There's no enumerated power in the Constitution for the federal government to be doing what they're doing with businesses, let alone social media businesses. So I'm just here to point this out that I think Ken Burns is on the right track. I think more people need to actually acknowledge this, that people like Mark Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg are enemies of the state. She's complicit with his crimes against the United States. He doesn't have the interest of the United States at hand. As a matter of fact, I like what he said. It's just filthy. It's about filthy lucre. It's about him making as much money as he can. And trust me, Mark Zuckerberg makes a lot of money. Well, this has just been a short video from the Dan Clements Show. I'm your host, Dan Clements, your constitutional warrior. Remember, if you aim at nothing, you hit it every time. We'll see you on the next video, folks.